People are making millions in crypto because they already have several thousands to start with. You may see and hear the stories of these crypto millionaires, and how they came upon their riches time and time again in the media. I am sorry to say, but to make serious money in crypto, you need to have a lot of money invested and not just a $100. I see plenty of retail investors get discouraged seeing crypto money being flaunted by kids and celebrities online. They don't understand the principle of money makes money. This goes for minors too, as there were these 14-year-old kids in the news recently for making $30K a month. What most don't know is the fact that their already wealthy families purchased the required equipment for them, which costs thousands of dollars. The fact that the media will leave out critical details like this is very worrying. If you'd invested 100 in Bitcoin in 2011, you'll have several $100,000 today. That's the math that's driving some of the narrative around crypto today. Unfortunately, the periods of insanely explosive growth are probably over, and we're more likely to see tapered returns in the next decade. Probably still outpacing traditional financing as moves from the latter to the former, but still not the type of returns we saw for the first decade. Plus 99% plus of people would have sold most or all of that Bitcoin by today. Having invested in the right coin is only half the battle in your scenario. Not selling after 100x is the other half that basically no one would do. Thanks for pointing this out. Almost no one realizes this. Especially after the multiple times it declined in value by 80%. Anyone without the most insane risk tolerance ever would take profits, especially after such a small initial investment that might indicate they're not in a position to just sit on life-changing gains. Bought £50 in 2015, spent like £47 of it on dark web drugs, left the change in my wallet and still hold that to this day. It's worth nearly £500 now. Now if I hadn't have bought the drugs it'd be nearly £10,000, so I try not to think about that. Embarrassed smiley face. Yeah, I think most of us saw the post where you could have bought some crazy amount of Bitcoin for $1, something like 900 lol. But buying 900 Bitcoin for $1 is one thing. But if you are poor and do that and Bitcoin hits $5, $4,500 is a lot of money and would be hard not to cash out on. And as it goes up it gets harder and harder. Imagine being poor and buying 900 Bitcoin for $1 and not selling it at $100, $1,000, and so on. But if you're already rich and buy 10 Bitcoin for $1,000, holding forever is a possibility. There's also almost zero chance someone with $100 to invest would have been able to resist cashing out a long time ago for a couple grand. I think most people miss this with the boy I wish I had bought back then. Not being forced to take cash out of your investment for living expenses or emergencies is huge too. It's possible to exponentially grow a relatively small investment into truly life-changing wealth in this space over time, especially if you're doing a little more than simply DCA to maximize profits, but every time you have to cash out, you're kneecapping your portfolio's potential to grow. Crypto was my chance to start making some money from little money. Now I feel like I can at least have a shot at making money with the money I have from gains. It's all relative though. I feel like I need 3x what I currently have to really be in a real investing position. It's a grind and hopefully the market continues to grow over the years. At the same time it would take massive cajones to invest 100k into a meme coin that could easily wipe you out. Even if you did have 100k to invest, you might not be willing to make the type of bets that could 10x that investment because those bets tend to be high risk. As someone who moved 60k, 40k are stablecoins at 8.25%, rest are BTC/ETH into crypto this year from my savings. You 100% correct. Usually people who do that are real YOLO gamblers or young with no dependence. Once you accumulate decent sum of money you no longer need to take risks to get ahead. Markets will take care of it even with average returns. The magic number from my experience is 300k. Once you hit that 0.6% real return gives you $18,000 per year, which is give or take minimum job person working for you. To get to that number you mostly need to save a lot of your income and have a decent career instead of buying $50 lottery tickets from shitcoins, but people mostly would rather keep posting how coins are going to be their savior because it's much easier. BTC 1.1 trillion cap, ETH 450 bill, it's not small new thing anymore. Mass adoption already happened by majority of big players. Mass usages doesn't mean token prices will be going up with 2020 speed forever. Planning finances for future based on 50% yeah returns is dumb. Charlie Munger said, the first $100,000 is the hardest. He is right. After $100,000 your money starts to work for you. The magic of compounding starts really taking effect. You can utilize less risky tools such as portfolio margin. At $300,000 you're really in a good position to make your money work for you. I'd argue $100,000 is the point where you should really de-risk and become smart about your investing strategy though. I don't remember exact numbers, but if you put $10,000 per year into investments and they are making 7% YI, time from $0 to $100,000 and from $100,000 to $300,000 and from $300,000 to $1 million all the same. I kind of see it as $0 to $100,000, level 1. $100,000, $300,000, level 2. $300,000, $1 mil, level 3. $1 mil plus equals accredited investor. At level 1 you scrap and claw and save and live below your means and do whatever it takes to get to $100,000. Level 2 is your learning phase, where you learn about the importance of alpha, risk management, tax strategy, portfolio management, etc. Level 3 is where you just sit back and let your money work for you, and refine your strategy as needed. And continue to learn, of course. Never stop learning. Learn about the advantages of being an accredited investor before becoming one. And look into starting a trading or asset management company to get favorable tax treatment. I've seen in crypto plenty of people jump from level 1 to level 3, and what often happens? They return to level 1 because they haven't learned how to manage a six-figure portfolio. They bleed alpha everywhere while having bad tax strategy, take too much risk, etc., etc. I think crypto was a defining moment for me as it made me interested in saving. I didn't have any money to my name before. I slowly ended up putting away $1,000 and now have $8,000 as crypto has risen. This year, I've never been so excited to put small bits of my earnings away. I think even a small amount per month will eventually get you where you want. To do this though I had to cut down all of my bills and spending. Good luck my fellow crypto holders X. I do 10% into savings and budget around that. Only had to tap into it a couple of times, once to pay off some debt, once to loan my brother some cash. For a while I was also putting 10% into investments, but I am not a good investor obviously, because I lost a couple grand over the year. Done much better with crypto, in that I've made a profit, but that's not saying much. Interest on your deposits are paid for with the interest borrowers pay as well. You're getting 12% on your USDC/USDT/GUST because the cash behind that token or some other crypto of equal value, $1,000 worth of BTC for your $1,000 deposit, is loaned to someone else at a much higher interest rate. These rates will go down if people borrow less, which may happen in a bear market. Rewards from staking are built into a particular crypto. For example, Algo pays ~5% in staking rewards by default. ADA pays staking rewards for running a node. That will not be affected by a bear market because the reward structure is tied to the project's functionality, not the market. I suppose I would add that you shouldn't look too long-term with projects. The longer the time horizon, the more likely the project will either fail, be DOA, or beaten by another project. Don't go chasing pumping meme coins, but don't invest in a project where the payoff is many years down the road unless you fully understand the risk that comes with that. I say impossible TBH. If I was super early and I had a 1,000 BTC and it was worth $1,000, I would have sold it for $1 million. I doubt I would have held it beyond a few 100, let alone made it to a 1,000. It's easy with hindsight to say you would have held to now because you know where it's going. If you realized you had a few $100,000 worth of BTC, you probably would freaked out and sold it lol.